Hi. So, did you all have a very good Thanksgiving? I hope you did. We did. It was nice and relaxing, and we've had gorgeous weather here. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And we're going to get into whether you feel if it's merry or not in a minute. But I want to see how many of you have been doing the 7-day challenge. I am in my second round. I'm actually doing the same thing that I was, where I was journaling my gratitude and my daily goals because it was really helping me. You still have time, whether you've done the 1 7-week or maybe you finished the 7-week. I would love to hear how that went for you. Let me know in your comments. And there is plenty of time in the year for you to do a couple more 7-day challenges. And here's the thing. When you do the 7-day challenge, it really does empower you and you get your momentum going. And come January, when you want to make a solid, maybe even a bigger change, you're going to feel more successful. You're going to be more successful because you've already tackled and been successful at really small changes over a 7-day period. And did you know that if you do 3 7 days on the same habit, 3 7-day challenges, that equals, here's my math skills, 21, and it takes 21 days to establish a habit, good or bad. Isn't that great? So you still have time to establish some good habits and get that momentum going and set your new year up for a really good, successful New Year's when we all want to add some really healthy habits. So, did you know I was thinking this morning, you didn't know this, but I was sitting there thinking this morning that there are so many people who, they drink the water, they eat the salads, although I hope you're staying away from romaine right now. They eat the energy bars, they run the 5Ks or whatever, doing the exercises, doing the burpees, doing the trainings, doing all the healthy stuff on the outside. And if you are not dealing with the inside, if you're you're still unhealthy. And health is from the inside out. When we are healthy on the inside, it comes outward. We can't start with the outside. We can do that, but it doesn't make us whole and healthy to start from the outside and go in. It really is a much better transition if we go from the inside and come out. I just wanted to remind you of that as we're heading into this holiday season. And you guys know my little tagline that my desire for you is that you will thrive in whatever season we're in, wherever you find yourself, that you're walking through the path that is going to help you thrive and not just survive. That's my thing for you, for myself. I want to see us thrive because I believe our purpose, our reason for living is to live in that sort of life, that we're thriving, that we were given life to thrive. And I want to help you with that as you're doing it. As I'm talking about that, I want to talk about the 4 most common UnMerry emotions that people experience during this holiday season. And it can feel pretty burdensome, I think, if the holidays in general are hard for you, or if it's just maybe this year because you had a rough 2018 or whatever year. You hear it's the season of joy, it's the merriest time of year, and those words, merry and joy, if you're not in it, if you're not experiencing those, they can feel heavy, they can create guilt all by themselves because you're thinking everybody else feels this way and I don't. I want you to just be careful assuming that everybody is feeling joyful and merry. Probably not. A lot of us are really good at gearing it up and faking it. So just keep that in mind and try not to allow that to create more burden on you. But over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to talk and unpack a little bit the 4 most common emotions, negative emotions that people feel during this season, the holiday season. And they are grief. A lot of people feel a lot of grief, guilt, unfulfilled, and stress. People feel grief because obviously they're missing their loved ones or somebody significant that they've lost. Either this year or in the last 10 years or 20 years. It doesn't matter. People, we care. When you experience deep grief, it is not something that goes away. People experience guilt because they aren't meeting others' expectations. They're not doing enough, or they feel they should be doing more. And that's a pretty heavy thing to carry around as well. Unfulfilled. I can tell you this was one I struggled with a lot as a single person. I had these ideas of how I wanted the holiday season to treat me, how I wanted it to be, how I wanted everybody around me to be, what I thought I should have in life. That one as a single person was really hard. It can also be really hard, I think, as a parent of young children, if you feel like you're not able to do for them all the things that you want or what you see everybody else doing. Unfulfillment, the season, or other people not meeting your expectation. And then lastly, and I'm gonna unpack this one a little bit more today, is stress. And stress is all the things that we put on ourselves that tell us we should be doing it, and I'm gonna try to do it all. And I just want to encourage you, that's the easiest one for me to talk about today in the most succinct way, is I want you to be really careful of the lists that you're starting to make. And I want to see if you can subtract things that you should be doing and the word should and the word do with I want and let's. So instead of I should do this, I have to do this, I want you to think about, is there a way for me to take a step back and be present? Instead of giving presents, can I be present? Instead of doing all the gifts for all the girlfriends, how about one-on-one time, a date with your girlfriend, you know, so that you guys have time to just talk and catch up. I mean, you're going to cancel out the $10, $20 gift cards you're going to give each other anyway, so why not go spend it with each other instead of for each other? And you can do that with any number of relationships. Spend time with people versus doing and giving. Try that on. Try that with your friends and say, hey, instead of exchanges, let's go do something. Let's create a memory. Let's have an experience together. And I want you to think about your to-do list that you're making and try to see what can I cancel out and make more meaningful versus just something else to check off. How can I download? How can I make this simpler? Instead of cooking the big meal, can we order out or can everybody chip in? Whatever is creating the most stress for you, that's the thing I want you to really look at the most. If it's spending money, don't spend the money. Let's try to make this year different by doing things differently. And let's have a better holiday season without as much stress. In the next few weeks, we'll be talking about and unpacking the emotions of grief, and I'll be giving you tools to better cope through grief, through guilt, and through feeling unfulfilled. Until then, have a great week. I'll see you next week.